So, Rich, I have to ask you a question before we get started too much further into this. I want you to take a look at the ship and crew tab.
Okay.
And Lieutenant Johnson, he is the NPC who reappeared last time, who was played significant amount of time. So he gets another advance.
Oh no. I had to look
So,
at and figure out stuff.
yeah,
Yay.
if you go down to row 58 in the first column, you'll see that that's the line that kind of tracks what he's gotten so far. Like he got a value. He can raise an attribute. He could raise a department. He could get a new focus. He could get new talent. Just wanted
Nice. I
to.
love this little helper. Thank you for
Yep.
this secondary character advancement. That's lovely.
So for those of you at home tuned into this, this is Star Trek Adventures Second Edition. This is a original series, and we are on the back half of our season here with the USS Tempest, and we're starting a new mission tonight, kind of taking up from last time. I want to make sure that we maybe get a shot tonight of the makeup and or practical effects that we have for Commander Chivilik to show that he was injured last time, to show that maybe Starfleet Medical has come along, but there's still some recovery that needs to be done. I think that would be fun to have as a reference to that. As I mentioned in the sort of mission briefing that I posted on the Discord, this is set up as, it's not exactly a bottle episode, but it definitely is on ship. And it is a mission that is set up with at least front-loaded engineering and science as being some of the departments that we haven't touched as much in that are in there. So feel free to pick up secondary characters, that kind of thing. As we go through, there's going to be some free play. We're also going to be playing with some long-term projects that are going to be kind of sequenced as we get into play. This session is part of the Open Hearth Gaming Community, which is an online gaming club slash community. You can find out more about that at openhearthgaming.com. I buried the lead. There we go. So we will see a shot of the Tempest, and the Tempest is, at warp. We see the background there, the beauty shot of the ship, and we've had previously the captain's log, the VO from that before, but we hear a different voice this time. So as we're flying, Moreno.
Stardate 2272, First Officer's Log. The Tempest is about to arrive in System G534, close to the Gorn and Talarian space, as well as the Romulan Neutral Zone. We are broken off from a previous assignment dealing with a fungal outbreak affecting grain supplies on Cestus 3. Starfleet Command instructed us to make top speed and rendezvous with the USS Luxor on site, but we've also been instructed to go dark and restrict all outgoing comms traffic, suggesting a sensitive mission. The exact nature of our assignment remains unclear. Captain Escarra has clearly been briefed, but also equally clearly been told to withhold information until the Tempest is on site. We can all see him bristling at the orders. The only instructions we've been given from command is that the mission involves on-site scientific and engineering work. So I've assigned the engineering department to recalibrate the deflector systems in preparation of any unknown stellar phenomena we might encounter, and the science department to run a full diagnostic on our sensor arrays so we can be ready to detect any other ships in the vicinity.
And Captain Escarra, uh, how do we see when we come in? We see you on, like, are you coming into the bridge? Are you coming out of the turbo lift? Are you in the captain's chair? How do we see this disquiet on you?
All right. Well, if it's disquiet, then maybe he's in the chair. It's like a hard shot on him peering out the view screen to look at space as we head towards our objective. There's a little bit of pensive music.
And Moreno, uh, like, where do we see you in this scene? Are you at one of the stations?
Yeah, I think she's at the science station, looking through the little Spock viewfinder thing. She's keeping an eye out on what we know of the nebula that we're approaching to make sure that things are as stable as we expect them to be.
Yeah, you are a ways away from that nebula, but I think
Okay.
even now you're definitely detecting a lot of strange energies. Uh, uh, the first sign that you are getting aboard the vessel of this nebula plume that you're going to be briefed on later once you arrive on site, but you're starting to see this. You're cross-referencing, you're seeing that there's some classified stuff in the computer logs and things, and there they first mention of cryptic matter and cryptic energy there on the science stations. And Commander Chivilik, uh, if we do see something of your injuries from last time, do we, and what do they look like or not look like? Like,
So, like I got shot, I think is what happened, right? Like I got like I took a, and so if we assume that happened kind of somewhere in my midsection, um, instead of the standard Starfleet shirt like you see me wearing in the picture here, I've got one of the Kirk like wraparound girdle shirts, um, that is clearly like holding a pressure bandage around my middle. And there's a couple of little like blinking diode things that are like in the front and the back where the blast went through me. That is whatever. I don't know, feeding in painkillers and, monitoring it and stuff like that and everything. So it's like, I've got a little beeping thing on me. And my uniform shirt looks a little different so that it's easy to get at it if they need to bust it open to look at that wound. But otherwise, I'm at the communication station with my Uhura style earpiece in, and I'm kind of doing this, just sort of like, because
trying,
we're dark, and like I didn't get through the academy by keeping my mouth shut, but that's what I got to do right now. So
right?
yeah, Chivilik looks kind of like he's got a little cabin fever.
Uh, and for Taven, in classic style, let's say we do see the doctor on the bridge there. What do we see Taven uh, doing there?
So Tiven would like to um, prepare the ship to route sensor data through a program that will try and provide information. So as we get closer, there's a objective here to deal with the impact on the crew. So she would like to ensure that as soon as we have any data whatsoever about this phenomenon, uh, the computer has already been pre-configured to try and collect information out of it.
I think that is perfect. And let me do this. Uh, let me see if I can find something better here. I'm sorry. I meant to grab something and I didn't before this. I apologize. Here we go. Let's go with this. Nope. There we go. That's what we want. So you are coming in and you will get the transponder signal, the alert that the Luxor is, in parallel route. And we will see the two ships drop out of warp. The Luxor is a significantly smaller ship. It's primarily a scientific and industrial vessel. It's an Andromeda class ship with very boxy design to it. And I think that we will see the captain of the Luxor pop up on the screen, Captain Escarra. It is Captain Appel. You pop up there. Captain Escarra.
Captain Appel.
Uh, You have lead. I have sort of, once we get in place, I'll give the scientific briefing. I'll I'll come over to your vessel once we get there.
Understood.
I don't like this.
They only choose the best for the hardest jobs.
And you will begin heading in, and Chivilic, your comms officer, uh, you've been told that you're going to be meeting up besides the Luxor, there are Federation personnel on site. You'll begin sweeping the channels, and there's no traffic. There's no communication. There's nothing from any Federation group in system. What do you do?
Step one is to see whether there is in fact none, or there is, but it's being like jammed or diverted or somehow like something's keeping us from hearing it.
Okay. Let's do that. Let's do difficulty 2. I think we're still a little ways away. That definitely feels like con uh, uh, plus reason or
Yep.
control. Uh,
Um I mean there I'll do control.
okay. So
Con
12 or
plus
less,
control.
3 or less is a crit because of your thing.
Communication systems,
Yep.
yeah. Do we
And then we're also going to get a ship's die, which will be an 8 or less.
okay. So we got no momentum yet. I don't feel like throwing down more threat than we've already got because this is a 3 threat per player mission. I am just now noticing.
You're just now
So
noticing that, huh?
yeah. So yeah, let's throw 2 and see how we do here. It's just the dice roller's just shaking on my screen. There we go. All right. That's 1 hit.
One success. What is it that
Did somebody
is?
did somebody
Oh,
roll the ship die, or should I
oh, you
just
should roll the ship
roll the
die.
ship
Yeah,
die?
actually,
Got it. Okay. All
8 or
right.
less. Let's have you do that. One d20.
Yeah, I just got a little bit of lag on the
Yeah.
die roller, that's all. Sometimes that happens. Nope, that didn't do it.
So I think it's hard to tell. Like,
Yeah.
uh, we're
Oh, and
already,
there's that weird radiation
yeah.
too, right? That
The,
would might be messing with it. Yeah,
and
okay.
it's not like any kind of energy interference that you've encountered before. So this is novel, new. You're uncertain, uh, but you will. Captain Escarra, you have the coordinates and you will direct the Tempest to the location, and all of you will see the ship heading on, and up ahead you will see an image form on the view screen, and you will see a large, large object hanging there in space. And this is what it looks like. There is no glow from it. There is no emission of energy. There is simply a giant floating doomsday machine hanging in space. But you will also detect wreckage in the nearby area, Captain. What are your orders?
Scanners, let's figure out what that wreckage is and if there's anyone we can help.
Tony, think that's you on sensors here.
Yep. Right. I, all right. So this is
Control plus science sounds right.
okay.
Plus the
Uh,
ship's die will be
right.
uh, an 11.
All right. The third die will be the ship die. The one that doesn't look like the other two. All right, well, one hit.
One hit. Uh, Again, that radiation already present in the area is interfering with sensors. But you could tell that there is a at least one moderately sized ship that the wreckage of it is in proximity of this enormous doomsday weapon. And again, the doomsday weapon, this thing is large enough to swallow the Tempest there. Commander Taven, Lieutenant Commander Taven, what is it that you are doing now? You've kind of seen already this radiation that you were worried about is already starting to have effects on shipwide systems.
I think are we able to get any data about what this radiation is?
Is that what would you like to do?
Yes.
Okay. I think that will be science plus reason.
Okay.
But you also get the ship's die for that.
Alrighty. Let me roll it. See if we can get anything.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna spend a point of momentum on this,
Since
even
we
though,
threw a couple of momentum into the pool from those failures, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, don't forget everybody to reset your determination.
uh, that is one success from me. Let's see what the ship can do. It is shaking for an impressively long time in the die roller.
Yeah, I've played with people who do that.
Nope.
No, I think you've just like you've begun to identify this is definitely that cryptic radiation. It's definitely just the least sort of bleeding edge wave of it. The primary effect, at least the radiation here, it doesn't seem to be having any physical effect or other things like that, but it is wreaking hell with the sensors, like external sensor detection equipment. Those kinds of things are you're getting anomalous signals across the board here. Um, and you will get comm from the Luxor, and uh, Captain Appel will say, Captain, our sensors we're showing blips and shadows and so on. I'm not sure we're going to have to recalibrate here. I don't know if the Tempest is getting any better info than we are.
What have we got?
Seems to be a lot of the same, Ed. Uh, we've got radiation. We've got we're not really able to figure out what the destroyed wreckage is. It's just too much interference to tell what's going on.
All right, let's get closer.
You
Captain,
will.
we're going
Okay.
to we're going to get in closer for a better look.
Do you want us to hold position or follow in behind, Captain?
Following behind just in case.
Okay.
Thank you.
And he will move. Yeah, I think you can definitely see that they do not have the kind of the impulse engines that you do. So there is a little bit of lag on their end, but they will follow in behind. Escarra, you know there are two vessels that should be here. There should be some kind of smallish scientific vessel
Yep, and then the
that,
patrol ship, right?
yeah, a patrol ship to interdict any kind of outsiders from coming into the system, and the science ship, essentially trying to examine this doomsday weapon to understand its history, its purpose, whether it would wake up again. But neither of those vessels appear to be present. One, at least one, has been destroyed, maybe both, or maybe not those vessels. Maybe something else got destroyed. You're not sure. Um, uh, so I think you will approach the doomsday weapon. I think we see in classic old Star Trek, we see static on the view screen, a little vertical hold loss on it to demonstrate that. But you will move closer, and that thing is just hanging there in in space.
Do we have that thing where like Abe makes a face and yanks his earpiece out because he's getting like it's a
Yeah, I
crackle
like
in the
that. Yeah,
communication system?
yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, sir, we're flying deaf as well as blind here, I'm afraid. Trevilic says.
Great. Well, Captain, getting closer hasn't quite benefited us. Let's see what we can find out about these two ships.
Okay. So, what is the thing that you are going to do differently now, Chivilic? Either doing a different thing, taking a different approach, playing a different character. What when I come to you, what do you want?
I mean, I think that at this point, I'm gonna like turn the comm station over to somebody and, and put on my security hat
Okay.
is I think what I'll be doing. If he's not needed, then yeah, the NPC that makes the most sense here that I think um would probably be Takahashi because she's our chief engineer, right?
Hmm. Absolutely.
So
So, what do when we see Takahashi, we haven't really seen one of you play her. We've kind of had her as an NPC sometimes, but we haven't really explored her mode, her approach. We see her down in classic old school Star Trek, engine room. What do we see her doing?
um uh I think that so let's see what we got going on with her. Maintenance specialist, like she doesn't need to look at the like gauges and stuff or monitor readouts like to know that there's weird radiation going on. Like it's one of those things where like when Escarra goes to punch the button on the chair to call her, she's saying, "Captain, what's happening to my engines?"
Sorry, Rich needs to get the first name. So, Kimiko, we are approaching a very dense object that seems to be giving everybody a little bit of static. We're hoping to find our way through here. There are two other ships near this device that have been stationed here, and we found some wreckage. Need some options to identify those ships to see if they are the wreckage or if perhaps they are not. What are my options?
Are you asking me like I'm a cadet, or are you looking for unusual options, sir?
You're not a cadet, so I guess the other one.
I'm not. So I'll assume that Commander Chivilic has scanned for any
A fair,
transponders that may be there, and
fair assumption.
and that we've done a and and she kind of cocks her head and she says, um, uh, "Is the view screen working?"
It's staticky, but we do have some visual.
Then if you haven't already, get somebody down to and what are we calling our restaurant, our bar? Uh,
Do we call
the,
it the
the,
dugout, the bullpen? I can't remember.
that's right. It's like the bullpen or something like that. She says, well, get I'll send one of my engineers to the bullpen to make sure we've got someone looking out the window.
Okay.
Um, but and uh, she says, let me run a few numbers for you, sir. and she goes over to a panel. She does some bips and bops and everything and stuff like that. Uh, and she says, whatever that thing is, it's massive. Um, there's definitely it's exerting gravity that something that size probably shouldn't. It's made out of something really dense.
That's right.
But uh, right now, the engines look good. I'll keep a close eye on them and let you know if I see any fluctuations out of the ordinary. Um, and I'll keep the safety off and ready to go, sir.
Understood. Thank you, Kamiko.
So any mechanical task you'd like to attempt here, Takahashi?
Um, I think that I would want to like shield the warp core from whatever this weird radiation is.
Okay. I think that will be a control plus engineering test. And I think your focus will definitely apply there.
I'd like to
So,
help.
oh,
Yeah, I think I am directing, and here's my help. That device is made of solid neutronium, so keep that in mind. And I will.
That device is made of neutronium?
That's correct.
That's like 6 star systems worth of neutronium, sir.
Yes. Yes, it is.
All right then. Yeah, if you could route deflector control down to me, that'd be really helpful.
Tony, I guess so.
And
uh,
her fingers start flying over the keyboard, right? Yes, yeah.
so 2d20 for Takahashi, and then
Yep.
1d20 for Escarra, and then we'll get a ship's die.
And where are we at with momentum? Do we have it?
Oh,
Here's my help.
I think we're actually one. That meant we're at one momentum.
Ugh.
Can I ask you for a favor, Lowell?
Yes.
Is there any way you can dupe that momentum threat column also on the NPC tab? Because if we're playing there as well, then we don't have to switch
On the
back. But
ship,
like you don't have to do it right this second. But
I can try. The trick is I have to make sure that I remember which one to change because I used to do that and then I would get mucked up.
okay,
But I've
can put
opened
a
up that
note and
column
yeah.
on
yeah,
that page. So if somebody wants to dupe the formula over to there, feel free.
yeah, cool, excellent, thank you.
So let's get you 2D do
I
D20 and then we'll do
I
the ship's die.
I'm gonna roll 3 because did you knock a momentum down for
Okay,
me to
so we'll be
spend?
at 0 momentum then.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. What do we got here? Boom. Shika 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 shika. That is terrible.
That is terrible. In fact, I think that's no successes. You may now
And a
roll
complication.
and a complication. Now you may
Yep.
roll the ship's die.
All right. Nope.
No. Uh, Jim, would you roll me a D20?
Yeah, sure. Does Ed get a roll or?
I
Ed
did my
did
roll.
roll.
It was
Oh,
also
you did roll.
useless.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's not helpful at all.
Takahashi does have determination if you want to do the reroll.
Oh, I can do that with you know what? I'm so used to spending it in advance that I forget that's a thing you can do.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the Faith of the Heart thing or
No, it's just
no?
determination.
She's got a
Okay.
value. Mess
Okay.
with me, my ship,
Oh.
and deal with me.
Okay, got it. So I'm gonna do the termination for the reroll.
Okay.
And do I reroll all of them?
You
How does
re-roll
that-
your dice.
I roll my dice. Okay, got
Yeah.
it. Okay. So that's gonna be reroll 3. No. Clear.
Yeah, that die roller sure is slow today.
It shook them.
Wow.
It's allocating all of its resources to the streamer, so
That's better. That's one success.
One success. Uh,
The 20, though, she has maintenance specialist as a talent, which means you may ignore the first complication rolled on any engineering task. Further, when you create an equipment trip, there we go. Okay, all right,
okay.
yeah. But
So
but
I
so
so
so so
in that
yeah,
case, if you could roll me 1d20 rather than the two breaches that you are about to suffer on the ship.
yikes.
8.
It's an 8.
Uh, as you go to do that, Takahashi, there is a cascading power failure that will go across the board. We'll see the warp engines dim for a second, and we'll see the sensor station where Moreno is at short
Yeah.
there, as the sensor systems on the ship suffer a breach, and some catastrophic damage there. Uh, let's come to what's Escarra's reaction to that?
Do of course the big movement thing because that was a let's go to red alert.
Okay. Red alert, shields will go up. The Luxor will follow suit then. Uh, and we will come to Commander Moreno. What are you doing? Are you doing
Yeah.
what are you doing new? What are you doing different? Or are you doing an NPC? What do you want to see here?
I think I'm gonna swap over to an NPC.
Okay.
One that I'm making up on the spot.
Oh my goodness.
Chief Petty Officer Amara. I think she was the engineer that Takahashi sent up to keep an eye on things. She's a radiation specialist, so she's gonna be like taking scans of that and trying to determine all what's going on and what potentially we can do to protect ourselves.
Okay. So do you think this is more analysis of radiation or finding an engineering solution to what's been happening here?
I think it's also, well, as it happens, she's also good with deflector systems, so she's studying the radiation to try to figure out how to modulate our deflectors to, oh, I should use the thing. I can't find it. If I remodulate the deflector shield, that could cause a, where is it? Come on. uh, induction shift that will temporarily protect us from this radiation.
I like it.
Now I just need to make our stats. On
Okay. Somebody may have to
and
figure
Dorian.
out, Rich, if you could figure out the lookup to carry the momentum pool from main characters over to ship and crew. I can't remember the formula for how to do that.
Momentum over? I thought
I,
I
I would just like to echo whatever's on
it's
the,
there. I did it.
Yeah, it's somebody already put it in here.
Yeah, I
So
did it. I did it a few minutes ago.
oh, okay, because it was just I wasn't getting a formula, I was just showing one.
It's a well, if you click on it, it's a formula to look at main characters A3, which is where we have, and then I have a note at the bottom to remind us adjust Mo on main character tab. Hopefully, we'll remember that.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah, I think I must have messed it up on that ship and crew tab, the top one, because I was trying to do it because I didn't see it on that or the threat pool uh
Oh, okay.
on the ship and crew tab. I
Do you want
apologize.
the threat pool on there too?
I would like that just so that's on
Okay,
both.
no problem. Happy to
Thank
do
you.
it.
Uh so what is this character's name?
oh, I didn't write it down. CPO Amara.
CPO Amara. Okay.
Yeah.
C3PO? What?
No. She's a chief petty officer.
Okay.
Okay. You're tricking me. Let me put her photo in.
Oh, okay. I'll delete column A then.
Oh yeah, I just put it down to
I
the
didn't even
bottom.
see column A.
Yeah,
I'm so dumb. I'm so
that's okay.
sorry.
Let me delete that
I
column.
just hadn't moved it over. I'm
That's okay.
so.
Uh,
No wonder we were confused. I'm so.
I wasn't looking there. You weren't looking where I was, so makes perfect sense.
And then I'm going to protect that. I'm going to put a. Sorry, I'll shut up.
Yeah, no, that's great. That is great because I that was the problem I was having when I did this before, is I would inevitably.
uh, and I'll leave one blank for now. And I
Okay.
used my talent to give her a bump in science as well as, so she's got two fours
Okay.
instead of 433,
So
four
first
three
time we
two two
see
one
her
one.
on screen, tell us about her, her actress. What do we see here? What do we know about her immediately?
Um, she's Andorian, so that's
Okay.
like right off the bat. She's like, right in the lounge. She's got the little tricorder, the old fashioned tricorders as she's like, she's studying from like a console that they have set up in the dugout. Um, I don't know who the actress is, but it's like, a local up and comer maybe. So
Okay.
see if she
Uh
survives.
yes, we'll have to see. Let's have you make that reason plus science roll, I think. And you've
Okay.
got that radiation system, so let's give you the focus on that. So 14/4.
Okay. Is there a ship die or a tricorder die?
You'll get
Or is the ship all too messed up for it?
the ship will get this because you're not using the sensor to do this. You're using the computers.
Gotcha.
So it'll be an 11 or less for the ship's die.
Okay. All right. She's looking for 14s. Eh,
So two successes.
yep.
So uh, what do you want to call the the trait here? Like, are you creating a trait? Are you doing a repair on the breach? Are you doing something else? Like, what is it you want to be doing here? What?
A trait. She's identified the type of radiation that we're dealing with
Okay,
so that we can like hopefully find a solution, a workaround.
absolutely. So, this radiation is a high difficulty to deal with. That will take a tick off of that.
Okay.
It is a significant anomaly here. Uh, so to then, what do we see you doing? Oh, do you want to give your call in?
Yeah. Yeah, I was just gonna like, Lieutenant Takahashi, I've d determined the radiation that we're dealing with, so we're gonna get started on remodulating the deflector systems to hopefully protect us better.
All right. Uh, Go ahead.
To then, do we see you? Do we see someone else? When we come to you, what do we? What's the new approach? The new thing we're doing?
Yeah, so I think Taven is probably dealing with whatever minor injuries were occurred from that breach.
Hmm.
Um, so I would like to pick up Lieutenant Dewan to
Okay.
try and get the comm systems to be able to, or the sensor systems specifically, to be able to cut through some of this radiation,
Okay.
design some kind of program or something that will read the signature of that radiation and filter it out of the signals that we're receiving.
Okay. So I think that's reason plus science.
Cool. Which
And
is,
you've got the comm systems as a specialty. So we'll give you
yeah,
that so that
comm systems and subspace dynamics kind of feels
yeah.
appropriate as well. There,
So 15/4.
15/4. Uh, we do have a point of momentum. I'm gonna spend it. It feels important. We need to know what's going on. I know. I immediately tried to change the one I'm not supposed to, but luckily I was told not to.
Warning, warning.
I added a tut
Yeah.
tut tut.
I got it. Can confirm that it works.
So that is going to be one success only there.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, the sensors have a breach, so you're not getting the ship's die on that.
Yeah.
Do you have determination?
Nope.
No. So what you are finding is like whatever this radiation is, like the band that it's hitting in is going to be disrupting sensors. You you're going to have to do things visually now. It means either people are going to have to spacewalk or go on shuttles to go out to do a visual examination of the materials until you're able to deal with this sensor issue. Does that seem like a fair consequence there?
Yeah.
Uh, Captain Escarra, I come back to you.
Man, oh man.
What do we see you ordering you doing? Do we want to have the other captain come over and give a briefing? What do we
Yeah, I think a
okay.
briefing because we're pretty much blind in a lot of ways, so I might as well give everybody the information of what we're hoping to accomplish.
So I think we cut to the larger meeting room and we see it's probably filled. Science team, Moreno, Chivilic, Taven, several people from the Luxor's crew there. I've got a couple of NPC images there on the tab for an engineer and a science person from their side. Uh, and and we will see Captain Appel, and he is saying, so uh, this cryptic radiation is more impactful than even Starfleet thought it would be. Certainly, the leading wave of this is still a ways off, and we're already suffering effects to sensor arrays and communication arrays. It does suggest that there are certain bands that it is operating in. I've tasked my teams to focusing in on that and solving that problem. As as you heard from my consultation with Captain Escarra, uh, we're going to have to do visuals examination of the wreckage and at some point a visual examination of the device. Um, the clock is ticking, though. Uh, so here is the situation, everyone. Starfleet Command has asked us to tow the Doomsday Machine out of this system. It is an enormous object, and it is made of neutronium. It took 6 Federation vessels to tow it into the system previously 10 years ago. We're going to have to find a solution, and getting it into motion is going to be the first challenge, and then having control of that motion once we do get it moving is the other. Starfleet Command Starfleet Command is worried about what will happen if that that cryptic radiation intersects with this machine. We don't know its capabilities. We don't know what it can do. We don't know what status it has. That's why the scientific teams were here, and we hope to consult with them so we could see what assessment they had made regarding this. But the worries are that, on the one hand, this machine being destroyed represents the loss of an ancient artifact of what we believe is a now extinct civilization, and that loss of knowledge would be incalculable. But more importantly, we don't know if something like this with that neutronium, if it could survive that radiation and if that might cause it to awaken again. And we cannot take that chance. So we are going to have to try and bootstrap our way to finding a solution to getting this thing out of the system. Captain Escarra, you have the full resources of my crew and my ship. Whatever you need us to do, we are primarily a scientific and industrial vessel. Uh, we will do what we can, but you can task us to whatever you need. I will liaison. So far, close range comms between our two ships seems unaffected. Um, any questions before I turn it over to Captain Escarra? All right, Captain, I return your ship to you. Kind of sits down.
Thank you, Captain.
And I want to say he looks shook. This is a guy who's a career captain of what is effectively a second or third tier ship in Starfleet, who has not had to do anything like this before, and and is clearly overwhelmed.
Well, we have quite a monumental task ahead of us. Getting this doomsday machine moving, directing it, understanding why this energy is being emitted. I'd really like to know what happened to the patrol ship and the science ship that was already here investigating it. So, what are some options to find out first before we start this thing moving? What happened to the ships who are here? All of our sensors have been inconclusive. Do we need to send a shuttle out and take a closer look? Anyone have any better ideas?
Sadly, Ed, that does seem like our best chance to discover as much as possible. Um, Knowing the type of radiation means we can protect ourselves with the proper exosuits.
All right. Get Amara on making sure that whoever pilots the shuttle has enough protection. There's nothing else. Let's get to work.
Captain, are you assigning particular people to particular tasks here, or do you want us to just kind of go once around and let
I think a
people?
once around, I'm at a little bit of a loss. Seems like everything we've tried so far has failed, so I don't have
Okay.
many things to go on.
Well, I want to give you a chance. What scene do you want to interact with one of your crew people? Do you want to, try and do a rousing
Yeah,
speech? Do you
that
want to
I think
talk to the other captain? What do you
I,
think?
I definitely want a scene later with the captain, but he's primarily Scar is primarily worried about his team feeling like a little overwhelmed. So he is going to get his hands dirty, head down, speak with engineering, science. Hey, a little bit of rah-rah, a little bit of management of people to get them excited for this opportunity.
Okay. I think that's presence plus command.
Yeah, that seems like a thing I'm trying to do.
Team dynamics.
Yeah, team dynamics are exactly what I'm going for. All right, it's 2d20. And I am very deliberately rolling it for as long as possible. And I got two
Two
successes, but
successes.
Yeah, no, focus didn't help me.
But that is enough to create a trait to help out for the next couple of onboard actions. What do you want to call that? What is it? What spirit, what feeling, what vibe are
Read my
you?
mind, the spirit. I was thinking like esprit de corps, like some kind of yeah, hyped up. I think it's esprit de corps maybe is what we'll call it. The sense of teamwork, sense of being part of a monumental effort,
Okay.
overcoming the odds.
So that's a thing that we'll have for the next couple of shipboard rolls as to help with the difficulty there. And what is the what do we see? What's the montage?
Oh, it's cheesy as it is. Escarra is who he is. So he's talking about, this is like the World Series, Game 7. He's just making some baseball analogies, but then explaining a little bit so that the audience and his audience gets what he's talking about. And yeah, he's just talking about particular heroic moments and how the team worked together, that kind of thing.
This week's episode brought to you by Major League Baseball. I love it. Jim, I'll come to you. Who do you want to pick up? What scene do you want to do? Do you want to
I,
do an
I
action?
want
Do you
to,
want an interaction? What do you think?
yeah, I want to pick up Tund,
Okay.
who like comes to Escarra like visibly like almost like like eyes wide, big grin on her face, um saying, "Captain, request permission to lead a team to study the Berserker, sir."
All right, Valish. Of that's the kind of spirit that I'm looking for. It's great. Absolutely. Who do you need?
And she says, and she says, someone who won't get cold feet, sir.
Well, Lieutenant Johnson is the
Hmm,
warmest feet around.
he'll do. I've read the file on how Kirk destroyed the Berserker that they encountered, and I have some ideas, but I will need to strap a photon torpedo launcher onto one of the shuttlecraft in order to test some theories that I have.
You will. Okay.
Easy modification, sir. I have the specs right here, and she like shoves a pad in his face.
Okay, Diggy.
All you have to
Gives
do
a
is sign
cursory
right
look.
there.
I, I think I am going to uh, uh, poke in here uh, briefly with perhaps uh, one of the other NPCs will point out. Uh, Ton, do you understand that this is the one that they destroyed? It's inert right now. We're not here to destroy this thing.
As a Sorry. So as a player, I did not understand that.
Okay, yeah. No,
Sorry, I thought this was a separate
no,
device.
no.
I didn't
This is
realize
the one
this was
that
the one that
was
they. Okay,
disabled by
okay,
the
okay.
constellation. So
So
let's roll that back a bit
we'll roll
here.
that back. So uh, Tund wants to study it. Like it got blown up. Permission to study permission to bring a crew aboard the Berserker. They may have technology there that might aid us. Perhaps the neutronium shell. If we're inside it, it may protect us from the radiation, sir.
Perhaps. It's quite a dangerous mission.
And she shrugs and she says, if like, and she says, uh, um, uh, normally I would take a report by Kirk with a grain of salt. But Spock assured, but Spock verified, backed up his report that the Berserker is totally inactive.
All right. Take a team.
So, Tund, you go and gather a team together.
Yeah.
We know that we've got one of the craft is named the Padre.
Mhm.
What is the name of another one of the shuttlecraft?
Um, uh, it's the Yankee. but it's nicknamed the Bronx Bomber
Okay.
because a Tunt has mounted that photon torpedo rack on it, right?
Okay. Awesome. So I think we'll see you going and heading over. Uh, let's let's have uh, a let's have a daring plus con roll here. I do think you're flying a little sensor blind
Yep.
to get over to the area to try and do an initial examination. This will kind of get you in the area.
Okay, so let's see what we got here. Um, what we're doing here is like control plus con, something like
I
that.
think I said daring plus con.
Daring plus con. Sure, there we go. 10 plus 3. I will spend her determination for this
Okay. Two
because
successes right out of the gate.
never mind the first punch, always throw the last punch.
Okay.
And she is, like she's like, we're not worried, like it's deactivated, but if we can use it, then then maybe we can maybe that might be useful to us. So what do we got here? I'm gonna throw a threat in. This feels like a thing to throw a threat in. Leaving the shuttle bay and her eyes lighting up as the sun catches
Absolutely.
that curved surface of the doomsday device that she refers to as the berserker as
So two
so
successes on the table and you're rolling
yeah,
3d20.
let me roll it here. Oh, I like that one.
So that's three successes
Yep.
on top of the two. So you're going to succeed and you're going to have two momentum.
um
Do you want to ask a question? Do you want to throw it in the pool?
I want to ask a question.
Okay. What is the question you have as you fly over towards the berserker?
um did those ships that were destroyed, um I guess, like, you know did the berserker have anything to do with destroying those ships? Like, we
No,
know.
I think
Yeah,
you've gone through the records from this.
yeah,
Like that's you spent the
yeah,
last like hour
yeah,
working on that, and like these would be the signs. This would be the radiation. This like
yeah,
there would be nothing left. Plus that thing, it would tractor beam in the stuff. Like
yeah,
its modus operandi was to pull things in after
yeah,
it destroyed them.
yeah.
The fact that they are still the wreckage is still out here. No, that thing is inert right this second.
Okay.
Do you want to put the other momentum in, or do you have another question you want to
Oh,
ask?
sorry. Other. So sorry. A different question. Different question. Um, did they try to use the ship as a shield? Like where, based on where they're destroyed, like is the thing between them and the radiation, or are they kind of orbiting around out there somewhere? Like, did they think to do that?
Based on what you're seeing in terms of wreckage and things like that, whatever happened to them happened before the radiation entered the system.
Interesting.
What they're just that radiation has nothing to do with their destruction. You would guess based on the timing. Okay, so that's your
Yeah,
two.
yeah, that's
That's your
that.
two questions there,
Yes, yeah,
and
that's
you
good.
are
Yeah.
safely over in that area. Uh, Jolene. Oh, actually, we're right at the hour. Let's take our first break here. Let's take 10 and we'll come back with Jolene calling character and we'll move forward. So, Jolene, I'm going to come to you, but I have a question for you before we get started. I want to throw this one to you.
Oh no.
What crew member aboard the Tempest had family aboard the Constellation when it was destroyed 10 years ago?
Lieutenant Dewan.
Okay. Lieutenant Dewan had, do you think it was a parent? Do you think it was a sibling? Like, what do you think?
Mike, you're playing Dewan right now. What do you think? I'm gonna toss it over to you. Pass the buck.
Brother is classic.
Okay. Classic. Your
Of course.
brother, older brother you looked up to, admired, was killed. You got some of the story, know some of it, and now here is the thing that killed your brother. But you're a professional. All right. Uh Tony, Jolene, who we see you playing right now?
I'm gonna be playing Tony for this scene. I think it's like a powwow scene with our science team and the Luxor science team that we're working with. So of
Okay.
course Dewan's there
A
because he's in
scrum.
our yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, she's running down what we know, what we, like the neutronium, how we deal with, how to safely try and move this, running down basically, she's giving like, trying to do like a science commune of like basically the Picard type scene of back and forth of like tossing ideas to create a trait, basically.
Well, actually, it feels to me like you are starting the first of one of the many series of long-term projects that you need to do, which is analyzing the situation. You
Okay,
need to analyze the situation to be able to formulate a plan. Does that seem reasonable?
that sounds reasonable.
Okay.
And like I
Uh,
do want to have that one-on-one with Dewan after this, but like,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Let's do this roll, and then we'll cut to the two of you talking.
sure.
Uh, so reason plus science.
Yeah. Will quantum mechanics help?
I think that is a great thing because quantum mechanics sounds so wild. It seems like the perfect
Yeah.
techno-babbly thing to say.
That's how
Uh,
warp stuff works, I
yeah,
guess.
12/4 for this.
It's it's reason and science. Yeah.
Reason and
My
science.
reason's not great. Okay. 12/4. Oh, right. I'm spending my no, stop. To go back. I'm spending my determination
Ooh,
to basically, since we're all doing the big science thing, I'm doing the classic thing to add 4 momentum to the pool.
okay. I
The
will add
classic
that
Tony.
to the pool right there.
So it's like we're all the spirit of us working together, camaraderie, and the value would be teamwork makes for success,
Yeah.
obviously. Right. Well,
So
I
that's
got 2 successes.
two successes. And then if you could roll the ship's die, which is an 11/3.
Okay. 2 more
Two
successes.
more successes.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
So we will see you working along here, getting the groups together. They've got their team. We're talking about it. They're talking about one of the things is the Tempest has improved tractor beams. That's going to be a help. We're going to have to figure out how to do this. Can what can we use in system to assist us? How do we do this? Is there a way that we can rock it? There's all kinds of things like when a car's stuck, can you do that?
Hmm.
And discussing, the laws of physics and momentum. I imagine there's a lot of whiteboarding going on there.
Yeah, like people are like, well, I've studied the solar winds, and maybe if we catch it this time on this star date.
And that is enough to get your first breakthrough on this. Tell me one thing concrete that is part of what needs to happen for to part of the plan. What is it?
I think we need to modify the tractor beam.
Okay. So significant modifications, experimental modifications,
Hmm.
wild cutting edge modifications to the tractor beams to do this. Okay. And we see people filing out, the teams heading off in their separate directions. And let's have that scene with you and Devon. Dewan.
Lieutenant Dewan, could you hang back for a moment?
Of course, Commander.
Um, I just wanted to check in to see how you're doing. Um, I've read your file, and I read everyone's file, so I can only imagine that this situation could be hitting close to home.
It brings up a lot of memories, this. But
Do
they're
you need
mostly
to?
good.
No, please continue.
My brother was a good man, and I miss him. But we had many years together, and this is reason to recall them. I'm not going to get angry at that. It's like getting angry at a hurricane or an
Still,
earthquake.
still, it's natural to be angry. I mean, I'm sure if you talk to our counselor, she'll be able to help you work through this more if you need it. But I'm glad you're here on our team.
Thank you,
And
Commander.
if you want to meet up for drinks later after this is all done, that sounds like a great idea.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Nice. Let's cut there. And Mike, who do you want to see you playing in this next scene? What do you want to be doing? What task needs to be done? Still don't know about the wreckage. There's still haven't fixed the systems. There's a lot of tasks on the table.
Yeah. I think I do want to be looking at how to move 6 systems worth of neutronium, because that seems like a very difficult problem.
Okay. So that'd be
And
you working on this long-term analysis task. So reason plus science.
too many tabs open. I'm going to spend a point of momentum because that's why it's there.
Okay. 3d20.
Let me drop the momentum down. And this will be reason science again, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Which, can I apply a subspace dynamics focus to this?
Tell me how. What is it that about subspace dynamics that you're bringing into this plan?
So trying to shift something so dense by applying force to it is going to be very difficult. But if we can alter the gravity on one side of it, it should start to slide.
Interesting. I like that. Okay. Let's have you make that roll.
Okay, so that is 15/4, 3 dice.
So that looks like 4 successes.
4 successes.
And could you also then roll me a ship's die? I believe this is an 11/3.
11/3 for the ship.
So that's another success. So
Another
that's 5. So that'd be that. So 7. Total goes to 13. So tell me what this second breakthrough is. Have to modify the tractor beams. What is it what is the subspace thing that has to be done here?
Yeah, so I think we have a way to get the warp core to increase the local gravity on one side of this device
Okay.
by focusing the quantum chamber.
Gravity. Excellent. Absolutely. So we will see that the montage of you working on that. Uh, like, do we have the sort of the more Strange New Worlds kind of more hollow displays? Like where do we see you working here? What do we see? What have the designers done for the set design?
So Lieutenant Dewan is visually impaired. So I think he is working on a sneakers style uh, a physical monitor that has
Mhm.
like braille on it that pops up.
Excellent. So we see the kind of the shape of that going through there, your hands moving across it. Excellent. I love that. That's, I think we get that sort of, raised representation both of the Doomsday Machine, the Berserker Machine, and then also a thing that is a representation of the gravity waves in the area.
It's a
Very
baseball on
cool.
a rubber sheet.
Uh, uh Rich, uh, who do you want to play? What task do you want to be doing? What do we want to see?
I think I'd like to follow up on the Lieutenant Johnson, Lieutenant Tund plan, if that's okay. Interested in
Absolutely.
that.
So, what is it that Johnson wants to get out of this trip? Are you doing the visual inspection on the wreckage as you're going through? Are you analyzing the surface of the machine as you're going through? Are you doing something else? What do you think we see?
I imagine that Lieutenant Johnson is, I mean, he's no science officer. He's just here to provide security and to, yeah, Khan is piloting, so I think he's the pilot of this shuttle.
Okay,
I'll get you in as close as I can, Lieutenant Tund.
let's have you make a control plus con roll.
Okay. All right, my target number is a 12.
Mm-hmm.
I do have faith of the heart, but I have a value of Starfleet to the core. Am I
Right
using
down the
that?
throat, Johnson.
Okay, Starfleet to the core. I'm doing it, so
Spending your determination.
I'll spend my determination. I do not want Lieutenant Johnson to fail. Um, so that adds momentum when using values to spin or gain determination. So you can increase our momentum. I'm not going to touch it. And that will give me an extra die, correct?
So if you spent your determination, you're going to get two
Two
d20
successes.
that are successes automatically before you even roll those two d20.
Okay, great, great, great.
So let's have you go ahead and roll two d20.
All right. Rolling them very thoroughly.
So
One
that's
success.
so three successes. So I think one of the things you're going to realize, you will be able to pilot into, the cavernous mouth of this thing. Uh, it is black as the pit on the inside. Uh, Light seems to get absorbed by it. Uh, uh, and I think the thing that you will realize once you get in there is that uh, if you are placed interposed, uh, the radiation stops interfering with the sensors. Clearly, the neutronium of this giant maw at least blocks out this level of the radiation. That may not hold true when it gets stronger, but at least right now, you're able to get sensors back up when you are inside of it. But I also want you to imagine what that must feel like. You are a tiny, tiny speck inside this planet eater, inside the mouth of this. And while your sensors are up, the visuals are gone. There, there's no light. It's dark. You're just getting the interior like red lights here, darker than you usually see out here in space. So what is that scene there between you and Tund?
Lieutenant Johnson. Wow, I guess you were right.
It's magnificent, isn't it?
I feel like Jonah. Plotting a little course. Well, let's see what we can find before we get kicked out.
Imagine the resources that went into creating this. Imagine the belligerence that would be required to conceive of this, Johnson. There is real hate behind this thing.
We sure it was engineered? Kind of looks like some force just imagined it. It's just too huge.
It's unsubtle, certainly, but there's theories among Starfleet historians that it was a deterrence weapon never intended to be used, like uh, like Earth's nuclear arsenal. And like she like throws her head back and laughs at the idea that you would have weapons like that and never use them.
Johnson just nods like, sure.
Excellent. Let's come, Jim, to you. Do you want to follow up on that with
I think
a
I want to
Tund
follow
action?
up. I want to
Okay.
follow up on that. And
I
you
think
know,
one of the things you're going to
yeah.
be able to detect here is there's no activity on the interior that is detectable. But I think that once you've kind of got the sensors uh, outside the bank, you may be able to detect that there must be some kind of science station or something that the Federation set up just on the surface outside the outer lip. Uh, uh, Probably, given the size of it, you missed it visually coming in, but you know that is there, and they may have some records about what they were doing there.
So I'll mention that to Johnson, and I'll have him fly us there. And assuming there's an airlock that we can, lock onto, I would love to go take a look and see what they learned from having all this time to study this thing.
And we will cut to, we built a little set for the interior of the space base. There is no one here. It is definitely a recording station, uh, you know, sensor arrays. Let's have you go ahead and make a reason plus science roll or reason plus engineering, either one.
Can I help?
For
Yes, you may.
I would like to.
for Tund, I'm going to do engineering.
Okay. Johnson, what are you
Yeah.
rolling with?
Oh, it's a full roll, not just a single die? Okay.
Oh, well, no, I'm asking which stat you're rolling with.
Right. Attribute or department. Do I roll with attribute or department? I can't remember.
So attribute will probably be either control or reason, and
Okay.
department would either be science or engineering, I think.
Oh, jeez. Control and engineering then.
Okay.
So 11. I'm rolling 2d20 then.
You're going to roll
for the help?
1d20 as an assist. Jim's going to roll 2d20
Oh,
for
right.
Tund.
With the target. Yeah. Okay.
The specific thing that I'm curious about is we've got all these monitoring stations.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did any of them see what happened to the ships that got destroyed? Like, certainly I want to know what's going on with the Berserker, but the first thing I'm looking is like, were any of those pointed
When you
in the
have it, when you have a
direction?
chance to ask your question,
Yeah.
you can certainly
Yeah, there we go.
point
Okay,
it that
all right.
direction.
Okay. All right.
But let's first have you make the roll to see if you can get into these systems.
Oh, sure. Spend a momentum.
Okay. I will take that off the list.
I think that's one hit for Tund.
That is one hit for Tund.
Yeah. Johnson failed.
Johnson failed. What
That's probably
is
playing NPCs. They're not quite as chunky as our
what
player
is the question that you want answered?
um it was is there any hint as to what destroyed the Starfleet ships that were towing it?
Which one? The science vessel or the patrol vessel?
I think science vessel. Oh no, it's Tund, the patrol vessel,
Okay.
the military vessel. Yeah.
it looks to you with the one success, so not enough,
Yep.
but that it was destroyed by enemy fire.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to have been natural space particle, doesn't seem to have been the radiation. There's definitely uh you can tell that weapons fire took this out. Seem reasonable?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Let me swing back around to Jolene to Commander Moreno or or who else you want to play.
Yeah, I think I'll jump over to Amara.
Okay.
Um,
What do we see her doing? What is she working on? Is she doing part of the visual recon? Is she working on fixing the sensors? Is she, setting up defenses?
I
Uh,
think she's heard about shoot, I forgot what Dewan's plan was. It was a
the subspace
gravity
gravity,
manipulation.
essentially
Yes.
shifting it such that we change the subspace gravity on one side of this thing to kind of start and gain some momentum just from gravity itself.
Okay, yeah, I think he's, if you're up for it, Mike, he's recapping all that to her. It's like, yeah, I think I can build something that does that since I've also given her the focus of jury rigging. So she's like, all right, and like maybe they're like trading back and forth ideas and they're testing things out in the lab. And yeah, she's like just trying to like get a read on him, like bantering wise, like, hey, just to keep spirits up and whatnot, not knowing his own history regarding where they are.
Absolutely. Reason plus science.
So,
We'll
what
give you
did you
that.
get up to on the last on during shore leave? So, reason science, will jury rigging help?
Yeah.
All right, nice.
I participated in a swim race,
Oh yeah, how'd you
placed
do?
third.
Nice, that's great. I was hoping that we would have seen Lieutenant or Commander Trevilic compete in something, but I guess he was too busy.
And the ships die.
Let's see. I think that's a hit. Two hits then.
Two. So that is enough to actually have a success. So that will go up to 17. We don't get a breakthrough on that one.
Okay.
But you are making progress there as we go along. Uh, the audience at home now knows about your brother. Uh, as you're interacting with Amara, Dewan, do we see any of that? Are you stoically cold? Do we see any emotional reaction? What do we think we see there?
Oh, I think he's been thinking about it a lot, and he will say something along the lines of, "My brother Sammy taught me how to swim."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he
I'm
was
sorry,
good
I
like
don't know
that.
much about your brother. So, how's he doing?
He died. He was aboard the Constellation when it encountered that thing.
I don't know if Andorian antennas like droop, but I imagine they do in this moment. I'm sorry. I wasn't aware.
Yeah, Commander Moreno was concerned that it would upset me being so close to that thing, and I didn't think it would. But yeah, I'm not sure.
How can how can anyone be sure in the given moment? We're not Vulcan, our emotions run way deeper and hotter.
That is true. Perhaps I should talk to Taven about it.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if she's really going to be able to help, but is she good at that sort of thing?
No. And maybe that's me deflecting. I don't know. Commander Moreno suggested I talk to the counselor. Maybe that's what I need to do.
Hey,
It's just there's so much to do, and
there's
it's
always a lot to do. But if we don't take care of ourselves first, how are we going to take care of the ship and the others around us?
I suppose you're right.
Of course I am. Chief taught me.
Nice. Mike, you get the first of what was probably going to be a series of these things. The radiation has escalated. What new problem has occurred on the ship? What thing has happened that this radiation seems to be causing here? Is it replicators down? Is it headaches? Is it vertigo? Is it radical temperature shifts? Is it some other kind of input that gets changed? What do you think it is?
I liked, out of that list, I liked Vertigo the best, that it
Okay.
is kind of messing with our sense of gravity and where down is, and that causes moments of disorientation and discomfort.
Yeah. So that has started. There is a problem on board right now that I'm going to put here. And then would you please roll me 1d20?
Of course. I was going to ask if we want high or low, but the answer is probably we want nothing.
That is correct.
It's a 10. It's right in the middle.
Okay, that's perfect. Uh, the ship will suffer a second breach on the structure. Essentially, Captain, you will see you're at red alert. You've got the shields up, but there is a crunching sound and then alerts and damage control readings going all over the ship. It seems like the radiation has changed. It seems to be affecting in terms of gravity, and that sudden shift seems to be has messed with the inertial dampeners. And the superstructure of the ship has gotten bent. You're able to compensate quickly and boost the inertial dampeners, but there's damage to that system on the ship. We'll come and I'm going to ask you how you're handling that in a moment. But Mike, what character do we see you working with right now?
I guess I can try and bring Taven in to handle somebody's vertigo. If we've had somebody be ill from that.
Okay. Yeah, so we see a number of people coming into that, and I think we're getting, calls from medical and damage control teams across the ship about people falling down, people in the Jeffries tubes sliding down them, losing their sense of gravity, that kind of thing. Taven, what are you doing? How are you dealing with this problem?
Um, so I'm going to replicate some kind of effectively like a Dramamine style
Okay,
kind of
space
drug
Dramamine.
to, yeah, space Dramamine to help people deal with the sudden shifts in direction.
Okay. Uh, Uh, so I think that's a difficulty too, because you're having to figure this out on the fly and figure out a way to disperse it throughout the ship quickly.
Okay.
Reason plus medicine?
Yeah. Reason plus medicine is a 15. Don't think I have an appropriate focus for this.
You do not. Would you like to spend a momentum? Or would you like to give me a threat?
No, no, I don't want to do either.
You don't want to do
I'm just
either
going
of
to roll
those.
it. Yeah, I'm just going to roll it. It's a 15. This will be
Okay.
fine. Nope, it's one success.
What do you think is...
I'll gain a momentum.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Actually, no, hang on. before you get in momentum, if you could roll the ship's die.
Will.
If you could roll computers plus medicine, so 10/2.
Yep.
No. So we'll put a momentum goal. What is the problem? Why is this not working, Taven?
It's not possible to disperse the drug through the ship with the structural damage that we've had.
You have the solution, but you can't get it dispersed out the way you would want it to be. And how do we react? Like we see this happen on screen. What do we see Taven doing?
So I think she sets up something to be distributed through the life support systems, and we kind of follow pipes through the ship as this is dispersed, and then we find like a leak somewhere. The camera sort of pans to a pipe that is split, and as this new material comes through, the split widens and it spreads everywhere.
And Taven's reaction when you get the reports that this just doesn't seem to be working, Doctor.
I'll reach out to the captain and let him know. Captain, we're having reports of vertigo across the ship. We are unable to deal with it at the moment. So far, it's been limited to some nausea, minor bruising. I've had one dislocated elbow.
Okay, that's good. Thank you for handling mitigating factors. It sounds like it might be, well, not sounds like, but do you think it could be energy coming from the Doomsday device?
That would be a logical conclusion.
Okay, let's see what
There
we can
seems to
do.
be.
I am going to stop you here. As I said, this is definitely the radiation from the nebula
Mhm.
that has
Okay.
accelerated.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
sorry, just only because I've already
No, I
established that
appreciate
in fiction.
Thank you for that.
Yep, yep.
Thank you for that reminder.
I think it is more likely to be caused by the radiation from the nebula, Captain.
All right, let's see what we can do to shield ourselves from that. I'll call
I
up.
have
Yes.
replicated tremazolicaine, but I'm unable to distribute it to the crew.
Why not?
There appears to be a breach in the life support system somewhere.
Okay. Well, I'll get someone on that. And now I will look at engineers. Mm-mm-mm.
So, Captain Escarra, we're going to come to you for your scene here. What do we see you doing?
I will need to find someone who is an engineer. Do we have any ship and crew that are engineers?
I mean,
Lieutenant
that's
Takahashi.
Lieutenant Takahashi's your
Okay,
chief
so
engineer. Yeah.
Kamiko. All right. Yeah, reaching out to Kamiko. Kamiko, it's the captain. We have some rash of vertigo. Lieutenant Deven has created something that can help people, but we're having trouble distributing it because I'm sorry, I was so busy looking for engineer. What was the thing that is
Oh, there's
having-
probably a leak in the life support system somewhere, sir.
Yeah.
With all those shorts in the system, it
I need you to prioritize it, Kamiko.
and you hear her say, Jeffrey's crawl now. And she says, I'm on it, sir.
Thanks, Kamiko.
Captain, do you want to? Is that the mechanical task you want to undertake, like the damage control task, like with command, or is there something else you want to undertake here?
Okay, so
And we can certainly
let's
have that
dashboard.
role, and then if we want to have you interact with an NPC or do a talk with somebody, we can do that as well.
This could be the moment when I have a little heart to heart with Captain Appel, because it seems like the crew is in motion, and I might need an update from what's the name of his ship again?
The Luxor. Well, let's have you make your command roll, and then let's do that scene with Appel.
Fantastic. All right. Presence command or control command?
Presence command, team dynamics.
Okay, let's do it.
Can Takahashi throw a die in to help out here? Because she's kind of
Love that.
the person who's carrying out
Yeah,
his
yeah, we'll
orders.
do that instead of the ship's die.
Hey, they didn't roll forever and it rolled terribly. Maybe it should have taken some more. That's a complication and a fail.
And what am I rolling for Takahashi here?
You are rolling reason plus engineering for Takahashi.
Reason plus engineering. Oh, she's good at that. And she's got system maintenance as a specialty.
Yep.
So, or sorry, as a focus. Sometimes I forget what they're called. So roll one of those.
There we go.
So one success.
Yep.
So that is not going to be enough, Captain Escarra. Would you like to spend your determination to re-roll your dice?
I'm Marcus Welby. Yeah, I'll do that. But yeah, so I will spend before a roll to add a dice. I choose value invoke for either use. Okay. So
So
after to re-roll, and I have what is it? I have a thing.
you have a thing that you get to have a
that's
chance to get your determination back.
Yeah. Spend determination, roll a d20. If you roll equal or less than your control rating, you immediately regain. All right, so let's do that. So I'll spend the determination. I'm now going to roll a single d20.
Okay. You will definitely get your determination back.
Wow. Okay, the determination is back.
And then re-roll those 2d20s. You just need a success on one of them.
And also, I used a value to spend or gain determination. So add to the momentum pool because of faith of the heart. Is that right? I
Okay.
want to make
Yep,
sure.
it is.
Okay. Cool. And now I'm going to roll my 2d20 over again. Come on. Wow, another complication, but
So we
that
do
replace. So
have a complication, but you do get two successes. So we can add another
wait, is it team dynamics focus? So that
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
3, right?
Yeah, with
Because
his, I say two successes on your dice and then the additional one, so three total. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Sorry.
Right.
So I'll put that last one as momentum in the pool. Take that to 5. You will be able to between your pushing and Kamiko's work there, be able to get that uh, system repaired. So I will take that breach off of the ship. So structural breach is removed. And I'm going to say, because you brought Kamiko along, that Kamiko's maintenance talents is going to apply there, so you can ignore the first complication on an engineering task.
Thank you, Kamiko.
Lowell, question.
Yeah.
Uh, it seems our ship has the talent of rugged design,
Yes.
so the crew may spend momentum to patch a second breach. This will cost 2 momentum, plus 1 per additional step of potency.
No! Yes, you can do that.
Yay. Let's do it. Spend it.
So, yes, you
Hey,
will.
you wrote this. You made this ship for us.
Yeah.
So.
So yeah, you're able to that is able to roll to cascading roll repair, Captain, both the structure breach and the sensors. So
Thank goodness
sensors
for
are
the determination. What a flip. I went from the
yeah.
worst to pretty good.
Oh, maybe it's like just one conduit got really messed up and it's both like pipes that we realize like, oh, here's
Yeah.
this, here's this sensor array. The sensor array popping off is what put the hole in the, the life support system or something like that.
Nice, nice. So, Captain, we see on like the little vid screen, you kind of catch your breath there, and you'll get the incoming transmission from Captain Appel.
Captain Appel, go ahead.
Sorry, we're having some issues with vertigo on board. I don't know if that's affecting the Tempest as well.
It is. I was just getting ready to reach out to you. We had to repair life support. I'll have Lieutenant Commander Tvin send you over her notes, but you need some Dermazalacane. That should help. It is The vertigo is affecting us as well.
Oh, okay. It says at least that's something we can handle. We've got industrial production replicators here, so we'll get that started. Um, any news on the radiation? Any progress on that front on protecting us from that?
Yeah,
It seems to be accelerating.
it is. Um, I'll give him the update on the things that each of the crew members have uh, provided me so far on our progress. Uh, Captain Appel, what has your crew been working on? How can we help?
Well, I've sent over most of my science and engineering team to work with your group, and they have, he takes a long pause here. They've come up with an unorthodox solution. I don't know
Ooh,
if you've been briefed yet by your science team. They want to manipulate local subspace gravity to essentially create an artificial slope for the Doomsday Machine to start sliding down in space-time and use that to generate some initial momentum. Uh, I've never seen anything like it.
are you, do you have concerns about its effectiveness?
Concerns. I have concerns across the board, Captain. And then you see him stop. But, Captain, uh, I defer to your judgment on this. You have more experience in these kinds of situations than I do. Uh, I'm working on keeping my crew organized and trying to get the material that we need to carry out whatever tasks are at hand. I I'm acutely aware of my skills and my limitations.
I'm much more interested in your skills, Captain Appel. I have faith that we can work past any limitations that you or your crew have.
I will do my best. I will keep you informed as we get moving. Supposedly they're meeting again for one final to finalize the details on this plan. And once they've got that in place, then we're going to have to start actually implementing it.
That's right. And he pauses for a second, and this is where I ask, does he know Captain Appel's first name?
Yeah, tell me what it is.
I think it's just Joe.
Okay. Joseph, Joe.
Yeah. Joe.
Can we not have Joe?
Oh,
Oh,
you're right. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
No, that's a great request. Tim? Do we have any Tims?
Tim's good.
Okay, cool. I'm trying to think in like original series timeline. What are
Yeah, real
popular
classic names.
Yeah. No hunters here. Anyway,
Balthazar.
Tim, you were chosen. Your crew was chosen for this. Starfleet wouldn't send you unless they had full faith in your abilities. Tim, I got to be honest. If your crew feeds off of you, like my crew feeds off of me, you're gonna need to fake it so that we can make it.
Understood, Captain. I appreciate the kind words. I apologize for not being as steady as I need to be.
It's all right, Tim. We've got this.
Captain Appel out. We'll sign off. Let's take our second break. Let's take 5, and then we'll continue. So we're gonna do one more once around on this. Essentially, we're gonna come around starting with Jim's scene, do the walk around, kind of finish up with Escarra scene on this half of the mission. I've got a button scene for the end of the episode. Jim, who do we want to see you? What are we with Tund? Are we with Takahashi? With someone
Yeah,
else?
I've been enjoying being with Tund. I like the fact that we're kind of on that. So whatever. I feel like they've had some time to kind of see to kind of get the lay of the land and stuff like this and everything on the uh uh um
This little exploratory
on the
base.
little exploratory base. And let me just step out of character for a moment
Sure.
here and just like, is this a thing where you're like us taking the shuttlecraft out to find a like lone survivor of that disaster, a thing that could happen? Or is that kind of a like going off track of, and we're presuming the ships are just like vaporized, no survivors?
I think given as far as we've gotten in the episode, I think it
Yeah,
is vaporized
got it.
at this
Okay.
point.
Okay.
I think we're kind of like already kind of at that established.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So then I think Tunda's kind of like um uh like looking at all the data that they've collected on the Berserker and stuff like
Yeah,
this, and she hails Captain Escarra.
Go ahead.
Captain, we are on the surface of the burp the Doomsday device. And there's a Federation science station here. They've gathered significant amount of data about the device.
great.
It will take a little while to download it, but when we were inside the maw of this thing with the shuttlecraft, it was shielded from the radiation.
Fantastic.
Now, I know that there will be members of the crew that are uncomfortable with the idea of flying the ship down the throat of that thing and questioning whether, in fact, it is safer than being out there exposed to the radiation. But this thing is made of pure neutronium. It's as good a radiation shield as exists anywhere in the universe right now. So, uh, get Lieutenant Iku to pat a few backs and to hand out stuffed animals or whatever it is that she does to make sure everyone's comfortable with it, and fly the ship in there, because then we can work.
We've got some mitigation protocols with the sickness that people are undergoing, a lot of vertigo right now. But I think the suggestion has merit, getting our ships inside. Was that you said Berserker almost? Yeah, we'll get inside the device.
Berserker, yes, sir. It's a term of art among the interstellar weapons enthusiast community to describe the device.
I see. Was
And
not aware of that.
I should just mention that it is first and foremost, sir, a vehicle, and that with some help from engineering and raw materials, we could possibly get its propulsion systems up and working again.
That would be a great idea for us to pursue. We do need to move this thing, and if it can move on its own, well, that's easy.
Permission to explore the interior further, sir.
Go ahead, Dalish.
She like presses the button and just grins fierily at Johnson, like, yeah, we're gonna do this. Yeah.
Okay.
So let me have you make a gather information roll here, Tund.
Yeah.
I think this is reason plus engineering.
Mhm.
Johnson, you can assist if you would like.
Of course. A helper. Is it a science roll?
Reason plus engineering or reason plus science?
Oh,
And si-
engineering
and
sounds great.
since we're trying to figure stuff out about what is basically a colossal planet killing weapon, can I use my weapon systems
Yes,
focus for this?
that will shape what you're going to pick up,
Yeah,
but I
cool.
can
Excellent.
so get one success from
That's
Johnson.
right. Take that success from Lieutenant
Nice.
Johnson. He stumbled into.
And I'll give you a threat to do this
Okay.
because this is like I feel like Tund if whenever Tund can give threat instead of momentum,
Oh.
that's what she's gonna do. So let me throw 3 for this here. And I think I'm looking for what 11? Yeah, engineering's not
11
her
slash 2.
strong suit. So oh,
So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 successes. So I'm gonna give you some basic information on that 2 difficulty, and then we've got 3 momentum for questions. So they have been here for 10 years trying to figure it out. Here is what they've determined. The machine is inert. There does seem to be some kind of energy in the heart of this thing, but uh, it seems to be backup systems, and they're hugely relieved. They have tried. There are some ways that look like would be entryways into this, and they have spent 10 years trying to get in it without any success. Part of the problem is that the material of this machine, like if there's a code or a signal or something like that, they've been unable to do that. Uh, uh, it, I think a couple of things you find out is yes, the interior is safe. Like getting in there, it's essentially that gun, that eater thing is offline. They've been able to go in and they've got that mapped out, so you can have a map of that. Uh, the the worries that Starfleet has about the cryptic radiation and the neutronium are well founded. Like that cryptic radiation has some weird third matter type particles, and combining with what how neutronium operates, like super dangerous. Like the possibilities, either either it could get through and maybe wake this thing up, but it also might create a massive chain reaction on essentially this kind of dense stellar material.
we need to
Imagine the explosion at Kronos in
yeah,
later Star Trek. It would be something like that.
yeah, we need to get it out of here.
Yes.
In other words. All right.
You've got 3 momentum to ask questions, make a trait, or put in the pool.
Um like I want to have a trait that's something like the fact um that they've mapped out the interior and they know where the systems are and all that kind of stuff.
Map
I like that.
of machine.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Or berserker map. Yeah.
And then you've got one more, either for momentum or another question.
Um I'll put that into the pool. I
Okay.
like that, Yeah.
That seems fair. Let's come back to Moreno. We still have vertigo as an issue. We still have shielding from the radiation as an issue. However, nicely, the breaches have been dealt with. We still have this plan, finishing it out. We have analyzing the wreckage. There's still a whole bunch of other things on the table. So, Jolene, what character do we see you running now?
Um, yeah, I think I'm back on Tony right
Okay.
now. Let's see who this Ressa NPC is. Risa. We like working together in the science labs that we've created because we have modular science labs or
Oh yeah,
something.
yeah. If the opportunity cost, you're able to. So you've ad hoc created a science lab. So how do we know that this has been like like the ship is made so you can build these sort of prefab, cool new science labs on the fly.
Yeah, I think like so like there's one of the cargo holds that like we've quick like wheeled in certain machine, we, quote unquote wheeled, but like set it up in corners and like set up dividers and like experimental stations to like test out some of the theories with small models.
Hmm. And Risa has come over and she looks Vulcan. How do you know that she is not like she's just a quarter Vulcan? What is it in her behavior like as opposed to what we've seen with Tivin?
Her
Okay,
personality is so friendly.
just real friendly, hands-on, a lot of
Yeah,
touching.
like she shakes my hand and I'm like, okay, all right, pleasure to meet you.
Oh no, it's great to meet you. I've read your service record. I'm very excited to have a chance to work with you.
No,
Really
yes,
great.
Jim's right. She's a hugger.
Yeah, it gives you a little hug. Guys, I'm just really excited. Let's get to work.
Okay, right. Well, let's get down to it.
Okay.
Tell me about yourself while we're working.
Oh,
Sorry.
absolutely. And she will tell you stories as you're working there.
Right.
Let's have you make that roll here.
I
To
think this is I forget which. Yeah, okay, let's make it a roll. I don't know what we're working on,
This
but I
is
love it.
science
Yep.
plus control because you're kind of getting the groups together and kind of
Hmm.
driving them in a particular direction. And
Yeah.
we said your quantum mechanics works as a focus.
Yeah. Dealing with crazy stuff. All right, let's see. I will spend a momentum. Why not?
Absolutely. You're losing money not spending it.
One, two, three. So what's your specialty, Risa?
Uh, ooh,
That's
rolling better than that, she says.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
get to ship's
one
die.
success. All right, ship's time. Let's see. Nope, that didn't help. Yeah.
That did not.
I'm really thrown off by her. But
Uh, I have a question for you.
okay, yeah.
Do you not finish this off, or do you finish this off at a cost?
I'll finish it off at a cost.
Okay, roll me a d20.
Okay. 17.
17. I think that this takes longer than you would like. But there is this moment where the two of you go, yes, absolutely, that's it. You're looking at the equations, you can see that, a beautiful mind style looking at that, and then there is a explosion, and you will hear more alert sounds uh, as Captain, a radiation wave hits the weapons, and one of the photon torpedoes goes up in the photon torpedo banks and detonates,
Ooh.
and that will rock the ship. And essentially, we hear that the do the full that, and we get a breach on the weapon systems. But Tony, you have to significantly modify the tractor beams. You're using the warp core to change the local gravity to start that slope. What's the third part? What's the third part of this equation here?
Tractor beams, the gravity well
Yeah.
thing.
Do you have to be at the front, the back? Do you have to do it from the inside? Do you have to link the two
Oh,
ships
inside, that's the
together?
most dramatic part.
Okay. All of this has to be done. You have to brace at a certain range. The two ships have to get themselves in absolute parallel and remain steady to affect this with both using the tractor beams from the inside as you do the gravity thing. And but there's still a whole bunch of work that you have to do to recalibrate the tractor beams and get the warp engines rewired to do this. So the analysis is done. The next task is the hands-on engineering this bullshit.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And I think there's another hug from her.
Eventually, again, confused at first, but then she hugs back. This is I'm sorry, I'm not used to this.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's
We're a
fine.
little more informal on the Luxor. I apologize. I should have checked what the chain of command was and so
No,
on. I
that's
apologize.
totally fine. It's hey, infinite diversity.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Good.
Uh, Commander Taven, Mike, who do we see you playing right now?
Um, so there's a part of me that wants to get Taven to try and get rid of the vertigo, but I would like to dramatically have a scene with Duan finding out that we're going into this thing. And so I'm wondering if is
How about
Echo
we have that
doing the
medical
rounds?
roll and then we let you do that scene?
Okay.
Okay.
Um, I'm going to invoke my determination on this. I finish what I start.
Okay. I like it. So two successes before we even get rolling. 15 or less.
That's a success and a complication.
It's a success and a complication. Do you have anything that negates complications on medical stuff?
I don't think so. I do not.
You do not. So you are going to get rid of the vertigo there. You're going to have a momentum. And I tell you what, I'm going to keep it simple right now. I'm just going to take two threat.
Okay.
Yum yum. The most threat I've ever had. So
This
good.
is fine.
This is fun.
I'm scared,
I
Daddy.
pictured Taven sitting in a room on fire at that point.
Hmm.
So let's you are able to get it, you're able to get that fixed, you're able to get that distributed out, and you're able to get it over to the Luxor. And I'll put that momentum in the pool. Uh, now, Dwan, who tells you
Well,
that?
there was some suggestion that Lieutenant Reza was going to
Okay,
do the back pats. I
yeah,
don't know if
Jolene, are you good with that? So, how does Echo, not Echo, who is this who does this? Is it Echo?
it
Yeah,
is
Echo.
Reza Echo.
Yeah, with psychology, how are you? You've been briefed on the situation. How are you getting this? How are you talking to Lieutenant Dewan?
Well, I think she comes to his quarters because, you know, nobody's heard from him in a bit. And the toot toot thing. Lieutenant Tuan, are you okay? Are you there?
I'm here, and I think the lights are out in the room. He doesn't need them.
No, well, it's, I see. I see. I thought it'd be best if I come speak to you, considering what I've learned and what our course of action is about to become.
Tell me.
That we're flying into the Doomsday device.
We're going to crawl into a volcano to avoid the cold.
Just a quick question. Who am I in this scene? Am I Echo?
Echo?
Okay, just double checking. I was like, I thought so, but um, that's not how I would phrase it, but I can understand your frame of reference. It is safe from the radiation, and apparently it's we need the push. We need both ships inside to help navigate it out of the system.
Safe is an interesting choice of words, Lieutenant.
Well, it's
I think
safer is the word that many probably would use. But you already knew all this. And I think it's time for you to talk to me.
I don't have a picture of my brother Sammy, but let me tell you about him.
I'd love to hear.
And we can fade out on that. I don't
Okay.
have any details for Sammy, but
Nice. Rich, what do we want here as the scene? Is it Escarra? Is it someone else?
Um, what do we have on our dashboard of terrible problems? We have the photon torpedo explosion.
Yeah, we have damage control there in the weapon systems. We have beginning the project for the actual implementation of this solution. We have radiation shielding. We have analysis of the wreckage. Like there are a bunch of things that are on there.
Hmm.
Calming the crew.
Yeah. I think I'll double up calming the crew because we're going to go inside the mouth of the beast.
Okay.
Or as some certain aficionados call it, the berserker. I
Berserker.
probably won't
Absolutely.
call it that.
Absolutely. That will allow you, let's have you make that roll so we can renew that esprit de corps trait that would be going away. So that will hang over. Sound good?
Sounds great. So I'll be
What
making
what's
a
what's different this time, Captain, about your approach? Last time was kind of a before things got messy, kind of rah rah. Now things are kind of we're we're deep in the game and the score is not good.
yeah, yeah. I think that is it is hey, we've had these successes. Now list out the things we've discovered. We've overcome these obstacles, and I talk about Tavin's solution for the vertigo uh, and also Tun's discoveries inside the device. But then I lay out, but we have to overcome some some obstacles that are not insurmountable, but they are a challenge. And and this is a speech to his team. He says, and we need to lead this. We need to lead so the Luxor can follow, so that we can help Starfleet recover and preserve the scientific data that's been collected for 10 years. So it's a little bit of like a here's all the things we have, and here's why we have this goal. Here's how important it is for us and for Starfleet.
Nice. Let's have you make that roll.
Presence and command.
Presence and command.
Can I hit the team dynamics again? I don't know.
Think
Well,
this is I'm going to give this you one last time.
I
I
know. I feel
think,
like I'm using it too much. I need
yeah.
different foci.
So now you can choose, if you want to hold off and save the focus for next time, I'll let you use it then.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Okay.
I've slept
Let's
that.
go without a focus here.
All right, here we go. 2d6. I think I'm gonna spend a determination ahead of time, right?
So
I can do that
you can
to.
you can get two successes before you even start,
Yeah, then I'm gonna do that.
or you can roll 3d20. You can
No,
spend
I
momentum.
like getting two successes because I've been rolling like butt.
Okay.
But now I need to roll and see if I get underneath my control.
Oh, you do, you son of a gun.
So
You,
I'll take that determination back, and then I'll add the momentum.
yep.
Oh, God, I love that. That's just great. All right, here we go with my two successes
Tried
already,
to
and here
talk you
come.
out of it.
You did, you did. You almost had me. You almost had me. It was really clever. It's a good call. Oh, that's
Two
two
more
successes. That's
successes.
faux
So it's
successes.
four. So Esprit de Corps is back up. We'll put another momentum in the pool, taking you up to max six. And I tell you what we're gonna do with that last momentum is we're gonna take an edge off the threat pool. I'm gonna take it down to my starting 12. How does that sound?
Sure. Starting 12. My
What
goodness.
like who is the last person that we see you talking to? Who is sort of the in the chain of the montage.
Sorry, for a second I thought Jim had a long braid, but it turned out it was a cat tail because there was a
Okay.
cat on his shoulder. Just kind of looked weird for a second because that braid was wiggling. I'm like, okay. Anyway, back in.
So who is the last person, like we see you work through the crew, talking to them,
Hmm.
doing the speech? Who is the last person you talk to?
Oh, we got to see the like determination on the wounded Chivilic. How
Okay.
is he taking this? He's a security guy, so he's probably down there helping out with the photon torpedoes and everything. But I want to see
Yeah, where do we
Chivilic.
see Chivilla when Captain Escarra comes to check on you?
Um, Chivilic is um Chivilic has a crew that is like disarming the other torpedoes. Um, and which means like we have a bunch of people, with like hyper spanners and tricorders, and we are like you know like a like a rack spins, it comes down, we go chung, we pull it out so that it's like one quarter out, and then and we reach in and actually like manually deactivate the warhead on the torpedo, because we don't trust this. Like Chivilic absolutely does not trust the systems to do this. So, like this is a volunteers only gig that we are engaged in right now.
Nice. And Escarra, what do we see? How do you interact with
Captain, what the
Chivilic?
hell are you doing here? Get out of here.
Hey, I wanted to make sure you've got everything you need.
We're doing bomb disposal, sir.
Uh, Is that a yes?
Yes, I have everything I need, except you being here. You not being here. That's the thing that I need, sir.
Good leaders get their hands dirty. Is there anything I could do to help?
They don't get blown up. That's what you can do to help. Uh,
Okay, I'm taking your focus off of what you need to
if
focus
you've
on.
got
I'm
if
sorry.
you've got if you've got anybody else that has a systems expertise that you can pull from engineering, if you can pry him out of
Takahashi?
Takahashi's hands, then good
Okay.
luck on that, sir.
He flips. Takahashi, Abe needs some help. See if you can give him an assist.
Hey, who wants to get blown up? Takahashi says. Well, yeah, it's Starfleet, sir, so 4 people raised their hands. I'll send them down.
It's awesome.
I think we'll cut on that, and we cut to a darkened room, and I think we cut to glowing panels, and I think we cut to a figure in shadow step forward and says, Commander Sorath. They seem to be planning on moving inside here. Excellent. Maintain the cloaks. Alert the Generacs. When they're in position, now that we have an understanding of how they plan to move this, launch the plasma torpedoes. And I think the light comes and we see the Romulan commander there, and she looks and she is waiting hungrily like a wolf inside the volcano. And that's the end of this episode. That's what we're going to take up next time with 12 threat in my hand and a starship battle and a breach already on the weapon systems and all of that. So that's what we're going to take up. Sound good?
That sounds amazing.
Let's do a quick stars and wishes. Same order. Takahashi, Jim, Chivilic, all of those. Tund.
Yeah, yeah. This was super fun. Like getting to play all the characters like that is super fun. Um, uh, I wrote a few things down. I just kind of jot them as they occur to me. Oh, Jolene, just throwing down a new character. We need someone for this niche, and just boom, there we go. Um, uh, that was really cool, and and I love that they are like we give them enough stats that we can it's quick to build and actually play with, but then we've got all that room to, decide what their personality is and stuff like that. And I love that you were just like on the spot with that. That was cool. Um, uh, Mike, the pathos of Dwan, and I particularly wrote down it's like getting angry at an earthquake, sir. Like, like I'm not angry at this natural disaster, just disappointed. Was like the energy that I was getting off, like what can you do? But that was just kind of the whole thing. And you know, it's like getting angry at a volcano and not then jumping into it. It was good, and that we got to see them a couple of times, kind of dealing with the reaction. That was very cool. Rich, I need you to fake it so we can make it. Which is just a delightful little tweak to that. Normally it's like you have to pretend until, to keep your shit together. But you're like, if we're gonna do this together, like we gotta both act like we have our shit together because and that's Ed. That's like, it's not like he's not like giving orders. He's like, we got to do this, man. You and me, we're team captains, right? And so that was delightful. Lowell, you managing to talk Rich out of using his focus was that was some definitely some good verbal judo there, or whatever we want to call this. Well, like the whole point of this game is everybody hyper specializes, so they're like good at one or two things, and then you spam those things, and that's like literally why we play different characters. Is because if you play the same character, optimal play is always hit the same things, and so the fact that we're kind of tweaking that and everything is cool.
Though in that case, my plan is to actually reward him later
Okay, all right,
like
all right.
that. The talking him out of spending determination, that was me really trying to manipulate him.
Yes,
That
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
work.
And thank you also for um your patience and willingness, and like you're really good at like, oh, okay, like identifying that the player like when you've laid everything out, but it's a lot, and every
Yeah.
now and then as players we're just on a slightly different page. Um and so I really like the way that we handled me thinking this was a different one that they had found and not the same one from the original episode. And we just went, okay, cool. Like let's roll that back. It wasn't a big production. We just said, yeah, no problem. And then we went with it like that. And that felt really good. That's that kind of communication we have that I really liked. So yeah, super fun episode. I love these callback episodes.
Anything wishes wise?
Wishes wise, I mean, uh, so two wishes.
Okay.
One is that like Tund gets to walk around in the guts of this thing. Whether she gets to, turn it back on or not, or something like that. The her obvious desire to like she clearly really wants to start this thing up and see what it can do. And that's like that's just like a terrible, terrible idea. But to, maybe at least get be able to like figure out how one of those doors opens or something like that so that she can have that crisis of conscience. Is there a gun too big for her?
Hmm.
And the other one is, boy, if we've got a Romulan commander, there better be a view screen to view screen with Ed. Cause like, if it's just like they, and maybe they just, whatever, uncloak and attack us and there's a big battle and stuff. But man, I really would like it if we actually meet that commander rather than just have them be someone that, chuckles malevolently in one episode and then it's just the ships zapping each other. I want to make sure we see more of that commander. Yeah,
Having at least a face to face with one Romulan commander seems more than fair. Jolene.
We're even in a nebula.
Yeah, this was a delight. I remember like reading the little synopsis and I'm like, okay, trying to think of what potential NPCs I could make up because literally I built a character that is all about making crew support matter. I love that like Jim and I both played three different characters in this session. It was awesome. Mike, I love the pathos that you brought to Dewan. Like, because I remember you seeing mentioning him in the chat, so I'm glad that you got to play him. And also, like, Mike, you just kill me with so many one-liners in the chat. You're just so good at that. Uh, like I said in the chat, Ed is just so good. Like, he's like, yeah, like Jim already called it out, fake it so we can make it. And it's just like, no, I've got faith in you. You were chosen for a reason. That's why you're here. lol again, I always love your delight and like getting so fake frustrated when I'm like, no, this mechanic lets us do the thing, so we've solved this both breaches. And you're like, no, my plans. I'm like, you built this, we didn't. So we don't know how to build a starship. And like, yeah, it's just a blast. Like I love Ton makes me so excited. Like it's like, oh yeah, she's like a space gun nut. He's like so excited to explore this doomsday weapon. And then like jump into Takahashi. I love the spin that you have on Takahashi because like all we know are like some focuses is like, oh, intimidation. Here's exactly what I imagined for her. I'm like, love this. It's just so much. I said to Lowell in Discord earlier, I love the troop play style and just like constantly grabbing someone and going and just like, hey, let's have fun with them. Because it also makes it so much easier. Like in a GM setting, I'm like, this way the GM doesn't have to play every single NPC, so you can
Mhm.
have more back and forth conversations with all of the players at various points. Wishes. I'm excited for the cool Romulan commander lady that no, it's gonna create crushes and kids watching back in the 60s or whatever.
Their
But
first
yeah, I want that.
awakening. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, like that Spock Vulcan Romulan commander. I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. But yeah, again, I second the face to face with them. I'm excited to maybe see Tun break out her torpedo talent that I gave her last episode. I'm just like, yeah, I'm loving all of this stuff. Like maybe having, oh, I hopefully people picked up on this, but like I've developed Amara has a crush on Chivilic, so like her actually meeting and chatting with Chivilic would be very amusing because it'd be like real awkward. So
Nice.
maybe that.
I love it. Tiven.
Yeah, this was an absolute blast. I wrote down a bunch of things. Some of them have already been covered. Just going down my list. Rich, I think you had Johnson say, "I feel like Jonah" when flying into the
Yeah.
into the front of that thing. I picked up on that. I really picked up on in this because we had so many different characters. I really picked up on Escarra using everyone's first names, and I just really appreciate that little detail to the point of asking for first names when we don't have them. Um, yeah, you're gonna need to fake it so we can make it thing. But that whole speech, I also wrote down, I'm much more interested in your skills than your limitations, and you were chosen. Starfleet wouldn't send you unless they have full faith in your abilities. Like it is such a leader and brings out the best in everybody. So I love seeing that. And then pairing that up with Jolene, and Moreno is always working with someone, always motivating the crew. Like seems like a good first officer for Escarra because you're so well aligned. Um, I also wanted to call out playing so many NPCs. I noticed that you played three different ones. I didn't realize that Jim played three as well, but so I think you're tied on that. But that was awesome, and yeah, just introducing a new NPC on the fly and bringing them to life into a memorable character already. Um, I wanted to call out specifically in terms of stars. So Moreno checked on Duan, and I gave a response that kind of brushed it off, but then you brought it back around with Amara, and we went again, and that gave me the opportunity to change the response, and
Hmm.
then to do it the third time with Echo was an easy way to kind of show progression in this character over the course of the episode. So thank you very much for uh, persisting after I ignored the first fishing expedition. Jim, tons excitement around the Berserker is an absolute delight. I had a couple of quotes for especially imagine the belligerence that went into creating this thing. Um, and then the proposing the existence of an interstellar weapons enthusiast community. It's just that was a fantastic detail. Takahashi is forming to be a formidable leader, a very different kind of leader than Escarra. I particularly liked the hey, who wants to get blown up bit right at the very end. I think you threw in the detail she's a hugger for our Quarter Vulcan science officer, so I wanted to call that out. And also just the sheer bravery of disarming all the torpedoes right before the button.
That was
Um,
awesome.
lol, this was a complex scenario, and so I just wanted to call out like having so many things on the table. I wanted to star that gave us the opportunity to have so many different people being involved. Um, I really like the NPC of Appel being so far out of his depth, and being bolstered up by Escarra in that scene. Um, yeah, I guess in terms of wishes, I'm keen to see how Duan deals with this thing. I want to see it move.
Okay. And Rich.
The curse of going last. A lot of the things I had in mind have been said. I do appreciate a little bit of the exquisite corpse of creation of the out of nowhere. Now Jolene is playing a new character, and it's like it's a hugger, and it's in there. Or Jolene's playing a new character. You're playing an NPC that we didn't know much about. She's a hugger, and you pick that up and run with it. I thought that was really cool. Like we were all collaboratively in there, very, very writer's room as the scene's ongoing. That's fun stuff. I don't want to do it all the times. But I do love when it comes in and we can highlight and focus on it. It was really fun. This is hectic and exciting. It's a great kickoff for a multi-part episode. Um, I appreciate that you stuck in Captain Appel. That was really fun. I love the face claim for Appel as well. That's just awesome. Great, great casting there. Made me really happy. Um, Quite impressed with the flexibility of our two who played three and one who played two. I felt, gosh, I gotta live up to this. I gotta play a different character. So it was fun. I'm gonna have to get out of just Johnson all the time. That'll be my
Actually, I have to
wish.
call this out. The moment when Tun was like, "Oh, I guess Johnson will do." That was actually one of my favorite.
It was a really funny
That
quote.
was
I
great.
liked that a lot. Great ending. The just the name. Like I wrote that down. I said that sounds like a Romulan name. I was like really impressed, and I was like, how did I call that? That's great. Um, Wish. This is a weird wish, and this isn't a wish necessarily that I want Lowell to fulfill, but it's something that I realized I kept coming back to. Okay, give me the dashboard of what the problems are that we need to solve. I think that's something that should exist in the character keeper. That way we can all have it, just like how we have the objectives, we have this captain's log. I think having and here are the problems we need to deal with because we have very cleverly, we have our traits. Well, we should have our challenges. Like these are the problems because when we're bouncing around to a bunch of different characters, if we have those problems on there, then oh, I'll play X and Mad Lib my way to deal with Y. I think will be helpful for me. I imagine it will help other folks too. So that is a wish I have that doesn't have to be solved by Lowell. I will try to endeavor to solve it by sticking something on the character keeper next time around.
Yeah, maybe below the traits like establish problems
Mhm. Yeah,
down
yeah,
below.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
good. That's it for
I'll
me.
figure out how to do that. No, I'll start that list and then we can workshop it when we get
I
here.
won't stop you, but
Okay.
if you don't, then I'll try to
Oh,
help.
thank you for getting Jim. Thank you for suggesting bringing the momentum thing over and Rich actually getting the functionality between the two sheets, which is something I'd had problems with before. And you did it in such a way that a couple of times I did go to change it and it was like, no, 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 which I loved. That was super helpful because that is a big problem because I am bouncing around on the tabs. So, any wishes besides that, Rich?
No, that was the main wish. Everything else is, I know we've got a lot to do. That's a wish, but that's also the game. So
Awesome. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate this. I had a good time running this. Is everybody cool with posting the video?
please do.
Okay.
All good.
Awesome. I'm going to stop the recording.